Hello, everyone, and welcome to Asia, the Future Engine for HPP Growth session. It's a specific session for the Asian markets within the HPP Innovation Week. My name is Jorge Mago. I'm Hyperbar Asia Director, and today I will be joining Mrs. Deepti Motiani from Fresh Drops.
Hi.
Hello, Deepti. And we'll have also as a guest Peter Huang from Chiame.
Hi, Peter from Chiame.
Hello, Peter. So today we'll have a generic approach that I will bring and oversee overall perspective of the HPP market across Asia, also its evolution and its specifics that make it a special market within the HPP global market. We'll see also some products of the HPP that are being commercialized in Asia or manufactured in Asia. And then we will have a first-hand experience on the HPP, both the adoption and the application. And from Deepti Motiani from Fresh Drops, which is a company specialized in exports of tropical fruits, especially pomegranate arils, if I'm correct. And that created a HPP juice company named Second Nature a few years back that is being quite successful, and they look really appealing. And we will also have the experience from Peter that has been in charge of HPP for many years at Chiame. Chiame is one of the earliest adopters of HPP in Asia. Indeed, after the original adoption of HPP for seafood and meat in Japan, I think Chiame was the first company outside the Japanese companies to adopt HPP. And since then, they've grown a lot. They are present across the whole Asia with different companies to provide a global service. So right now, I would like to start with my presentation to give you a perspective of the whole market in Asia. All right. As discussed today, this session will be discussing the future engine for HPP growth that Asia is. My name is Jorge, as I said, and I would like to start. Sorry, problems of the direct. I would like to speak first a bit about Hyperbaric. So Hyperbaric is the company that leads the HPP market. We are the largest HPP equipment manufacturing company. Here you can see a special event we did to launch the bulk technology, which is a revolutionary technology that we've developed and that we launched 2 years back. You can see more information on our website. So a brief vision of Hyperbaric. Hyperbaric was born in 1999, and we specialize on high-pressure processing HPP equipment for the food industry. That's our sole focus. Right now, we have developed other technologies based on high pressure or expertise in the high pressure technology, but our main focus as of today is still HPP for the food industry. So despite beginning in 1999, we became the world leader in 2005, and we have a 60% market share by today, with over 300 systems installed across the globe. Our turnover is more or less over 58 million US dollar every year, and we employ 120 people. That's our pre-COVID numbers. With the issues that COVID brought on the table, we decided to hire more people to improve our response to the customers. And we have hired about 20% people more since the pandemic started. Also, R&D is a very important leg for us. We spend above 10% of our EBITDA every year in R&D projects that allow us to develop many different improvements on our machines that are available to other companies, even if they purchased the machine many years back. As you can see, we have a global presence. Our headquarters based in Spain, in Burgos, a small city in the north of Spain, but we also have offices in Hyperbar in Miami, which is Hyperbar Icusa, and in Singapore, which is the one I am based in, to cover Asia. We also have 2 after-sales offices, one in Oceania and another one in Mexico, to give support to the customers in Asia Pacific and Mexico. HPP is a global technology, but it's mainly a technology that's been adopted first in North America, mainly the US and Mexico, in Mexico especially for the avocado. And then the second largest market, as you can see, with 28% of the equipment, will be Europe. Europe has grown a lot in the last 5 years and has rose from, I believe, a 16% to a 28% market share. While Asia has grown from a 12% to a 17% in the last 3 years, and is set to become the second largest market after North America very soon, overpassing Europe in the next years. This is because the adoption rate of HPP has speed up a lot in the last 2 years. This year, for example, we are doubling the size of the market in China. We're seeing there's really a demand for HPP technology there, especially in juices. And we believe that Asia is one of the, if not the strongest market for HPP in the future. So a bit of our presence in Asia, so you can understand that the Asian markets are very different from the global markets. You will see that the applications that are successful or attractive in Asia are quite different from the ones in Europe in terms of percentage. So let's say some products have more success than others in Asia compared to Europe, and the other way around. So first, a brief vision of the HPP presence in Asia. As you can see, every dot represents not one machine, but a customer. So different dots can represent different machines. Also, to be able to show all the machines in the whole Asia, I had to zoom out in this screenshot. So we cannot see the whole machines, but there's about 40 machines in Asia, excluding the machines in what we'll consider Oceania or Middle East. As you can see, most of the machines are in South Korea, China, and Japan area, so in the north. But we also have a strong presence in the South Asia and India, of course. About the Asia market, as I say, it's the third most important market for us in terms of machines installed for us and the global HPP industry. But it's becoming the fastest growing in this year by far in terms of percentage. Also, it's a smaller market, so it also in terms of absolute machines, it's slightly smaller than Europe and Asia. So we had about 40 machines installed across Asia, as I said, of which 43 were installed in the last 5 years. That can show you that we're facing a strong growth here. Juice is going to be the main application by far. Over 50% of the machines are dedicated to juice manufacturing with a completely or as the main product. Also, they manufacture other products based in fruits and vegetables, some companies. Japan was the first market for HPP. It became the first market to adopt HPP when we started processing meat products there. And then for seafood, it was one of the earliest adopters. I invite you to watch our YouTube and see the example of Mitsunori, a customer from Japan, that we took a video from the Japanese TV, and you can see how the technology is applied for seafood. Then for East Asia is the main market. As I said, most of the machines are located in the area Triangle, Japan, Korea, and China, including Taiwan, as Peter will explain us later. And then China is becoming the fastest growing market. We are doubling the presence there this year, and Hyperbar is the leading company, so that means that the market is doubling in China. So you can see the apps. This is at a world scale, so the global share of each app in the total number of machines. So you can see juicers represent 24%, so a quarter of the machines installed across the world. Then will come meat products, which was the original application for meats for HPP. HPP was developed to process meats in the origin. Then we'll have guacamole, which is a key market for HPP, since guacamole cannot be processed by other means of pasteurization than HPP. So HPP has grown with the guacamole industry. Then we'll have tolling services, which is basically companies that buy a machine but rent the capacity to other machines, to other companies. This is very common because there are many startups that focus on delivering a high quality product, and these companies, to grow, they need the HPP, but they also have a constraint in terms of capacity and budget, so they use these kind of tolling services that have grown a lot in the US and Europe lately, and we hope to bring them soon to Asia, although we already have some tolling centers here. Then the next market will be seafood. This is mainly for extraction of both mollusk and crustacean meat. What we do is we compress the animal by HPP. The meat detaches from the skeleton because the meat is flexible, the skeleton is not. and you can recover very easily, even peel by hand, the seafood. Then they will have some R&D centers, like the University of Cornell in the US, that use our system, or small system, to explore the HPP. Then we have HPP ready meals, so we extend the shelf life of ready meals, and minor applications like dairy or salsas and plant-based, and then baby food and pet food, which are much smaller in market, but very innovative and attract a lot of attention. While in Asia, as you can see, I told you that the market is completely different. We can see that it has almost anything to do with the rest of the world. Juicers don't represent a quarter, but more than half of the machines in terms of machines per units out there. Then ready meals, which was also marginal at 3%, if you remember, globally, it's much bigger in Asia. This is also because here we have in Southern and Far East Asia, we have a lot of 7-Elevens and this kind of small shops where you can buy a meal and eat it quickly before you keep going. So this is a market for HPP ready meals. Then seafood, of course, is also quite big, as you can imagine, especially in the area of Japan. We have a lot of Japan and Korea. We have quite a lot of machines for seafood. Then when I say salsas and plant-based, I'm speaking mainly of durian, which is processed in Malaysia to ship to China, where the price of the durian is much higher than in Malaysia because quality is more appreciated and more demanded, especially. And then we have some tolling services, as I said. We have one in Malaysia, we have another in Japan. Here in Singapore, we have a dedicated tolling service, and other companies also offer as a complement to their main activity. Meat products represent only 5% instead of 19%, so they are very small, but still growing in the Far East Asia. And we have a machine dedicated to pharma, about which we cannot speak much, but it's very interesting because it's the first company to apply to pharma. So as you can see, this is a comparison that is much more visual. You can see that juices, ready meals, seafood is completely different. Vegetable products is much higher. The dedicated machines here in Asia in terms of percentage compared to the rest of the world, while tolling, meats, or guacamole are much smaller or non-existent compared to the rest of the world. So Asian markets have their special attention to some products. And this is why we decided to open an office here in Singapore to cover this kind of interest and know the specific of products like durian that are totally unknown in Europe. Some example of products, as you can see some juices from Malaysia, Rejuve from Indonesia, which is the only company manufacturing HPP in Indonesia, the pioneers. Second Nature, which is a Deepti's company that are developed this line of products that you can see they look amazing and they taste amazing. So we have pulmone in South Korea. We have in seafood. This is a seaweed salad, a fresh seaweed salad by Seaweed, which is I think the only company in Asia that is in the HPP Council. They're exporting this product to the US. Then we have an example of lobsters peeled by HPP and some example of ready meals, seafood-based from the soup spoon in Singapore. You can also see some durian paste. This is Vita Plus is chopped fruit in a juice that is being sold in Japan. We also have another vegetable products like hummus from the soup spoon. And in ready meals, it's mostly the soup spoon. Here in Singapore, they have developed a range of amazing recipes, both in ready-to-eat meal and this kind of soups that they sell at their restaurants in Singapore and Taiwan, and in the outlets across Taiwan, Hong Kong, and Singapore. There are some key opportunities, as I say, because the market in Asia is different. The opportunities out there are slightly different. This is our vision. We think that cold brew tea is a big market for HPP, also combined to trends like bubble tea. We also have the durian paste. It's a unique product from this region that is being sold mainly in China, but it's unique to this region and offers a lot of opportunities. Then we have sugarcane juice. That is a juice that is very difficult to pasteurize because it changes a lot the color. It turns brown. HPP doesn't do that. So you can, let's say, make fresh sugarcane juice that can go to the supermarket. Then lime juice that has a high demand and the flavor changes a lot with heat pasteurization. So HPP is a very a very appropriate technology to extend the shelf life. And then we have restoration ingredients and ready-to-eat meals. This is product that have a higher demand here, and also chains need to extend a lot their supply chain, so HPP can help them to achieve decent shelf lives of 2 to 3 to up to 5 months in chilled ambient in order to ship their product across wide spaces of land. For example, in Indonesia, this is very attractive since everything is going to be small islands, and transport can be can take a huge toll on the shelf lives. Also, we have B2B fruit purees from the companies like Chiame and Fresh Trucks that are highly specialized in fruit processing for smaller companies that use it to manufacture the end product. And there is also an opportunity in milk. Also, this is a quite complex application. There is the opportunity to apply it and make fresh milk that lasts for 1 to 2 months. That will be all for me. As I said, I'm the director for Hyperbar Asia. There you have my contact. I'm available anytime for any request you might have, anything you might want to know. And right now, I would like to invite Peter Hang from Chiame to join us. Hello, Peter. So Peter and I've known for many years. He's been involved in the HPP since 5 years, Peter?
The first machine we purchased was in 2014. So it's been 7 years, bro.
7 years.
Yes.
So Peter has even more expertise than me in HPP and definitely more in Asian markets. And as I said, Chiame has a lot of expertise. They were an early adopter of HPP. They have 2 machines in Taiwan and others across different joint ventures across the whole Asia. And they have a global supply for companies across the whole world, I'd say. So, Peter, if you would like to share with us your experience and Chiame's capabilities, we would love to hear about that. I'm sure the audience knows. So please, the floor is yours.
Okay, just a second. Hi there, this is Peter, and I would like to briefly introduce you about our company. Chiame was founded in 1968. It's been around 50 years since our first establishment. And with the first purchase of our HPP, Hyperbar HPP machine in 2014, we started to produce and to supply premium quality HPP juices to both the industry and the retail users. Until now, we are equipped with 3 Hyperbar HPP machines, 1 with 300 liters and 2 with 420 liters. And under Chiame Group, there are 3 major production bases located in Asia. Taiwan is our headquarters, and we have 1 in Vietnam and we have 1 in China. And all our factories are certified with the international certifications such as FSSC 22000, HALA, kosher, and SGF. Sorry. Oh. And the HPP juices that we are capable of supplying include lychee, sweet orange from Taiwan, and rest items from Vietnam. And the packages that we're capable of supplying for the industry and retail customers include the PE bags and PET bottles. As for the industry users, we are capable of the packaging range are from 5 kg PE bags to 20 kg PE bags. As for the retail customers, the packaging range we are capable of supplying is from 250 to 1 liter PET bottles in different shapes, like in triangle, square shapes, we got both. And we are also capable of supplying small packages from 500 gram to 100 kg for the retails. Sorry. And As for the service we are capable of supplying, include the customized formulation. Also for the full service packagings, like in 1 kg tubs, and also for the raw materials for the ice cream users. And I'm about to introduce you the raw material types, the products we have been supplying to the major customers. First one on the top left, the final application is for ice cream bar, and they're using our HPP sweet orange juice from Taiwan. And the one on the top right hand side, these 1 liter bottle juices are using our white sugarcane juice, also the calamansi juice and passion fruit pulp with seeds, and they are exported to the States. And the other application will be the franchised bubble tea and fruit tea bars, franchise brands here in Asia. They are the growing trends of HPP users here in Asia. Besides the raw material parts, we are also capable of supplying manufacturing services to those brands around Asia and the world. And on the top hand side here are the mixed smoothies that we are producing for the Korean customer. And the one on the bottom left are the series of smoothies that we are producing for 7-Eleven here in Asia. And on the right-hand side, bottom right-hand side, is a series of juices that we supplied, manufactured for the coffee brand in Vietnam. The other applications like these triangular bottled juice we are supplying to a Taiwan customer. And the flavors they got, the special ones they got is the white sugarcane juice, also the watermelon with lemon, plus the coconut milk and pineapple. It's something special as well. And these are the ones we are manufacturing for the Singapore customer and the European customer. Besides fruit juice and smoothies, the other HPP applications could be the honey tea water or the honey lemon tea. We also got the sea salt lemon water and lychee sea salt water as well. Not to mention the most popular fruit teas with lemon and guava, also the pineapple and apples. And that's pretty much the capability Chame Group is able to do. And as you can see, we do mostly the manufacturings and tollings for our customers. Chame is so far the only manufacturer who is equipped with 3 HPP machines, but no single brand under the group. We are doing mainly the raw material supply and the tolling service. Thank you for your time. Can you see it, bro?
Yeah. Thank you, Peter. We'll see you back.
Yep.
Thank you very much for sharing both your experience and capabilities. I think you're one of the most interesting and successful cases in the HPP, not only in Asia, but worldwide. So it's always a pleasure to have you here sharing with us.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Now I would like to invite Deepti Motiani, which is the VP from Fresh Drops and the founder responsible, let's say, from Second Nature, their HPP juice brand. So Deepti has a lot of experience in food processing and has the experience of starting from the ground HPP venture and making it grow and creating a solid brand out of it. So Deepti, I'm sure we have a lot of viewers in India watching this that would like to know your experience in this market and this technology. So please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Jorge. just a minute while I bring up our presentation. Is it visible?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, so I'll take you through a brief introduction about our company, Fresh Drop, which is based in India. We were established in 1992, and our main business has been exports of fresh fruits, mainly grapes from India to European supermarkets. We started exporting fresh fruits, fresh grapes from India in the mid-90s when certifications such as Global Gap and BRC were not well established in India. And we worked directly with the supermarkets as well as with the farmers to understand and explain the food safety, traceability, and quality requirements of some of the most demanding supermarkets in Europe. And our approach or our inclination has been to provide a good quality product, keeping all the food safety and traceability requirements intact. Presently, we have 4 categories of products. The main category is still the fresh produce, where we export mainly grapes and some pomegranates from India to Europe and now to other destinations in Asia as well. We also have started exporting fresh cut fruits, mainly pomegranate arils and coconut dices to Europe. And since 2009, we have been in the fruit processing segment as well. We set up, for the fresh, we have 2 facilities in India, mainly in Maharashtra. And for the processing, we set up a facility in 2009 in Nashik, which is about 200 kilometers north of Mumbai. And this was mainly to produce aseptic fruit juices and concentrates, mainly the mango and pomegranate, which are available in this region. And in 2018, we set up our first HPP equipment and also launched our own brand, Second Nature, of cold-pressed juices. When we are dealing with fresh produce, especially in a country like India, exporting fresh produce as well as processing, we have to work very closely with farmers because the landholding in India is small, and in order to get the quality and the food safety requirements, we have worked very closely with farmers, taken them to places outside of India to show them how globally the agricultural practices are done. We were the first company to bring certifications like Global Gap and BRC into India back in the early 2000s. So we've played a proactive role in bringing those practices and standards into the food industry in India, both at the farm as well as the factory levels. And one of our main strengths is our relationship with the growers, as well as our understanding of post-harvest management of fresh produce. A little bit more about our facility for processing, which is in Nashik. It was established in 2009. We have a fully automated plant to produce aseptic fruit juices and concentrates, and we process mainly mango, pomegranate, guava. In the aseptic segment, we have FSSC 22000. We're members of SGF. We have kosher and halal, and also members of SEDEX. In 2018, we set up our HPP plant, and with HPP, we have been, we can pack in bottles as well as in pouches, and small pouches as well as larger size pouches. And we have a fully equipped laboratory in-house to ensure all the food safety requirements. Second Nature is our brand, which we launched for fruit and vegetable juices, as well as nut milks in 2018, mainly in the Indian retail segment. And in the fruits, we process or we have variants of mainly watermelon, mango, pineapple, pomegranate, which are available locally. And we also have some vegetable blends. We are doing a sugarcane variant as well. And we have a couple of nut milks, which we are doing with HPP, mainly based out of almond milk. So that's a brief introduction about us.
Hi, Deepti. Thank you very much. I think it was very interesting to hear your experience and your capabilities for not only our Indian viewers, but in general viewers, because there's something I always have to say I use you as a reference is in making sugarcane juice. It's not an easy product, not easy at all. I know that by first hand. I've tried many times, I've done different tests. So the fact that you are able to do it consistently at an industrial scale says a lot about you and your capacities. So that will bring us a overall perspective of Asia and also the experience in India from Deepti and from Taiwan from Peter. Peter, hi back.
Hi.
So now that we have a general vision of the specific markets and fresh jobs and TMA experience and the overall of Asia, I prepared some questions that I think our viewers would like to know your thoughts about it. If you would like, I would like to start firing them. If you want, we can start with Deepti, if you want, since you were the last to speak. So my first question will be, how did you learn about HPP and why did you decide to adopt it as a technology within your company?
Okay, well, like I said, we have been in fruit processing since 2009, and we are, we try to keep ourselves updated with the latest technology, especially technology that can enable us to deliver a better quality. So we were aware about the HPP technology, and we had been following it for a few years. But mainly on the market side, we could see or we could sense that more and more consumers are looking for more healthy products, more natural products, and HPP is a way to deliver a natural product without adding anything artificial. You can still have a product that tastes good and has all the natural nutritional benefits. So that was the first driving force. And then, like I said, our experience has been in post-harvest management, in taking care of the fruit right from the time that it is grown, right from the time that it is harvested until the time that it reaches the consumer. We have strong relationships with farmers, and we had good understanding of both post-harvest management as well as the processing of the fruit, how you can ensure that you, even during the process, lock in the nutrition as well as the taste of the natural fruit. So we felt that we were in a good position to deliver the benefits that HPP can deliver, because we had access to good fruit as well as the experience to handle it. And we felt that the market was right and moving in that direction of better quality, more healthy products, more natural products, and that's why we took the decision to invest in HPP.
That's good. I don't know, Peter, you have different experience?
Pretty much the same reason we first adopted HPP. We saw the increasing demand of freshly squeezed like juice products from the consumers, also from the retail chains. And the other main reason is that we tend to be, we also saw the potential supply opportunities of these tropical raw materials to those industry users there in the States and the Europe, which we call them the leading markets. That's pretty much from our side here as well.
Okay. That's cool. Both of you have a very similar approach to HPP, I'd say, in terms of complementing your basic or general activity as a company. So my other question would be, you already shown us what kind of products you currently process by HPP. By that I mean, let's say some products that you feel have grown in weight since you began. Let's say products that, for example, I don't know, you started doing like raw apple juice, but you saw that the demand was for orange juice. I don't know if you had any experience like that, say, Peter?
My question, what's the question again? Sorry.
Sorry, no worries. So the question would be what kind of, you already show us what kind of products you currently process by HPP. You already show us, but let's say products that you feel you didn't thought it was going to be a important part of your manufacturing process, but you see that right now they have a high demand.
Yes. We saw the high demand, yes.
But in what kind of products? Let's say.
Okay. Sorry, I missed it. I would say watermelon juice has been of a product of high demand, and we see the increasing demand from sugarcane juice as well. And at the moment, we are selling passion fruit juice with seeds the most to mainly the Chinese mainland market. Taking the demand from last year, for example, we exported 3,000 metric tons of passion fruit juice with seeds, passion fruit pulp, to one of the major franchised bubble tea, fruit tea brand in China. And this year, the total demand increased to 5,000 metric tons, which is about a 65% of increase. So the main increase comes from not the retail, not from the raw material part, but from the franchised fruit tea and bubble tea brands in Southeast Asia. That's why we see the growing trend is from.
So you see like a growth in, we'll say, B2B, no? For the outlets to use.
Yes, B2B. Yeah. And the package that they are demanding is mainly small PET bottles, like 1 kg PET bottles. It's more convenient for them to be used in their shops, in their stores. So they can simply open it up after defrosting and pour into their own formulations with different portions.
Okay, that's interesting.
Thank you.
And you, Deepti, you also felt some change, let's say, in the main demand for your products?
Well, we've mainly been producing the second nature fruit juices and fruit and vegetable blends, and we've been focusing on the fruits which are available locally, which is the mango, pomegranate, watermelon, white guava, sugarcane, and we also have a lot of vegetables available locally. But yes, we are also working. We are relatively new. It's been a few years for us in HPP, and we are also working on the various different packagings that that are possible, the different size pouches as well as the different size bottles that are possible. But yes, it's mainly the tropical fruits for us which are available in the region that we have been processing.
Okay, that is good. So it's more, let's say, more stable what you have around you.
Right.
Okay, so since you spoke, Deepti, I'm gonna get my next question for you. Will be, what will be the main benefits that HPP brought to your business? So I guess it's what make you the decision to say, okay, this technology is interesting because we've been studying it. Let's apply it and not, let's say, heat pasteurization to my product. Would you say it's only because of the trend of cold press users, or you see other benefits that you see or you saw in the technology?
For one, HPP has enabled us to deliver a much better quality product to our customer. We've been supplying aseptic, thermally pasteurized fruit juices and concentrates, and that's still a big segment for us. But with HPP, we are able to tap into a more premium segment and to deliver definitely a better quality product to our customers. But another benefit that has come in for us in the past few years is that when we brought HPP in, it really forced us to look at our food safety as well as our hygiene across the line much more deeply than what we used to do before, because HPP is a milder technology, so you need to have your entire line right from the time that you harvest the fruit till the time that it is processed and packaged and even delivered to the customer. You need to look at your food safety practices, hygiene, microbiology a lot more deeply. So it has helped us bring our entire infrastructure to the next level of food safety and hygiene, whether it is our microbiology lab, whether it is our team and the understanding or even if it's the design of the plant. So I think it has even helped the rest of the business, in improving the quality of the products we can offer with or without HPP.
No, that's an interesting answer. I didn't foresee, but it's true. At the end, you're using a milder technology, so you need to control more the overall process. And it's interesting that it was good to you in that regard. And you, Peter, what would you say it's the main benefit HPP brought to your business, other than being able to ride the cold press wave of fame, let's say?
Pretty much like Deepti just mentioned, by adopting HPP, our core business is still for the conventional purees and juice concentrates. With the adoption of HPP, we tend to look at from the very beginning, the control of raw materials. Since we are offering these high quality products, the control and the quality of raw materials is very important as well. And what else benefits? The other major benefits it has brought to our business is that the growing consumer demand for fresh and natural foods with clean labels. It's forced the major retail customers and those franchised fruit tea brands to launch more HPP juice products. So it opens up more and more our private label and manufacturing opportunities. That's pretty much.
Okay, because you are a very innovative company. I mean, all the times when I visit you in Taiwan, you always have new products to showcase. You're always non-stopper, and well, I mean, you're very innovative. Yeah, I'm not gonna display where you have innovated, but you were many times the first to do something.
You know that once you have invested the machine, you just have to keep moving. Otherwise, the cost is there.
It's true. When you're in a, let's say, hype technology, you need to be on the trend. If the trend changes, you have to move with it, right?
Yes.
That's something you see. Okay.
And you always have to be ahead of your customers, so that we are able to show them the capabilities that we have. Thank you.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so perhaps I would like to make a question that it's more, let's say, pragmatic for viewers. That will be, what tips would you have to those companies that are considering the adoption of HPP? Might be what should you like in the HPP machine or HPP supplier of the company that's gonna be with you, but also from the business perspective, what should you consider when you're adopting HPP? Something that you, let's say, you learn in the process of adopting of HPP that you didn't foresee in the beginning. If you want to start, perhaps, since you're the most recent adopter.
So what we realized through our journey, we had a sense of it because we had spoken to a lot of people before we adopted HPP. But what we experienced through our journey and what we would like to share is that while HPP is a very critical step, it's a state of the art technology in itself. But when one is investing into HPP, one needs to think about the entire process of the product, right from the time that it is grown, how it is harvested, how it travels, how it is processed, and then even post the HPP, how the cold chain will be maintained right up till the consumer. Because all of that needs to fall in place in order to deliver the full benefit of what HPP can do. It's not just only the equipment, it doesn't start and end there, setting up a space to put up the equipment. It's the entire process, right from the raw material up to the delivery of the consumer to the consumer, that needs to fall into place in order to, deliver the benefit, which is a clean label product, and which is a product that has the maximum nutrition and taste, natural taste and flavor locked in. What we feel is that HPP is a technology that can, at least as of today, lock in the maximum natural goodness. There's no other technology that reaches that level, but we need to make sure that the input itself is good, it's handled correctly, and then the temperature and the cold chain is maintained right up to the consumer in order to deliver the benefit. So it's the entire process that needs to be planned, right from the beginning in order to deliver that advantage over and above what the other technologies today can deliver.
Well, I guess that was especially challenging. I mean, in India with the long distances that you need to cover, right?
Yes, and the general weather conditions that we have in India, it is a challenge, and that needs to be planned and addressed.
Sure, it's good. Thank you, Deepti. New Peter, do you have any other thoughts on what you should warn companies?
Our one's quite straightforward, and it's very practical. Taking ourselves as an example, it took us a lot of time to evaluate our long-term comparative advantages. These comparative advantages include the control of raw materials, the innovation and customization abilities, our production scale, the labor cost, and the barriers to entry. And we all understand HPP is definitely a future trend. But since the capital investment of this system is just so high, so we suggest that if you only have the product concept but without much control of raw materials and the production facilities at the moment, perhaps you may start with the tolling service first and wait until the economic scale grows up, and then you consider adoption of a new HPP machine on your own. And if you are already have the controls of raw materials and the productions on your own, just like fresh fruit and chamay, then you clearly know that you may start with the scaled productions and able to work out the estimated return on investment. Right? Just go ahead and sign a Hyperbar system now. That's pretty much.
Thank you, Peter. That was very nice. I have to agree with that. I mean, at the end, our end is to sell machines, but we prefer if it makes any sense for the company that is buying it. And this is something I tell a lot of times to the companies. Okay, technology is a barrier of entry. You have to have the scale. But for small startups, I'll say they have the unique advantage that perhaps you didn't have, neither of you back in the day, that is to tap on companies like GMA and Fresh Drops to bring the scalability and the access to the technology, which is committing an investment to it. So you can focus, let's say, your budget on marketing and create a branding. So you focus on that, you grow with an existing company, and then you can consider at the end the purchase of your system. So that's something we recommend. I think, well, I speak often with you on both of your markets whenever there is an inquiry that I think fits your capabilities as I'll say co-packer more than toner even. You supply the end solution, both of you, to the customers, but also you supply solid services. And it's something that it would be my tip for the companies considering adoption of HPP. In line with what you said, you need a proper management of the whole thing, and especially you need a scale. If the scale is not there, that doesn't mean that you have to drop the idea. It just needs that you need to ask. And it's something I tell customers, just ask. I mean, we are friendly guys. At the end, if HPP market grows, it's good for everyone. So don't hesitate to ask, okay, I need a more budget-friendly approach. And that's why we have, it's good we have today, or we had today, Peter and Deepti here sharing with us their experience, their capabilities, and I think we will have a lot of requests of interest, both of you. I hope so. And with this question, I would like to conclude the session because we are already on time. As I said, I remain at disposal of all viewers. I would like to thank you being out with us today watching this session. I hope you enjoyed the whole innovation week, not only this session. And if you have any question, you have my contact in the presentation. Hope you had time to write it down. In any case, don't hesitate to write to hyperbaric.com or to GMA or to Fresh Drops, depending to what's your question. I think we'll all be more than happy to answer. And thank you very much, Peter. Thank you very much, Deepti, for your time. It was a pleasure to be with you today here.
Thank you.
Pleasure here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and have a good afternoon, morning, or evening, depending where you are watching this. Bye-bye. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.